As of making this video, it has been about 9 weeks since the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 as a global pandemic. I have been at home for about 9 weeks. 2 weeks ago, I clocked a total screen time of 68 hours on my phone, meaning 40% of my week was dedicated to this little screen. With pretty much everyone staying at home, there's no doubt that we're watching more and more content. It saves us from boredom and, for some, depression and anxiety. To keep bringing entertainment to the world, many film studios moved to release their 2020 films for online streaming, such as BLOODSHOT, The Invisible Man, and Onward. While it was more convenient, the shifts these studios took were quite extreme, but felt necessary. The internet film community as a whole seems to be growing from this necessity. I recently got to participate in one of the many stay-at-home film festivals, and we all know online streaming platforms are the go-to for movies and TV shows. But the internet's growing usage got me thinking, could the rise of internet filmmaking mean the end of the old entertainment industry? Could it be the end of true cinema? Absolutely not. In every form of media production, whether they are a journalist or a marketing strategist or a filmmaker, a creator's job is to follow the audience, to follow us. We've been guiding the next generation of filmmaking toward the internet for a good while now. Only until recently, YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Originals haven't been recognized as true films. This wasn't because the quality wasn't as good, it's simply a social line that we've placed between what is shown on our TV and what is shown on the big screen. This construct isn't necessarily defined, but it can be found all throughout history. I mean, it isn't uncommon to believe that TV shows are made with lesser quality than movies. Of course, not by choice. Network TV episodes are created under time constraints and with a budget spread for the whole season. But we accept the qualities of these TV shows, cinematically pleasing or not, as lesser than theatrical. So in 2019, studios like Netflix decided to theatrically release their films so that they can build that reputation and cross the line between TV and cinema. And sure enough, the quality of their films shined as they were nominated for the Academy Awards this past February. Now, Netflix's strategy here was pretty interesting for a particular reason. Traditionally, movies are released in theaters, then we have to wait 4 to 5 months before we can see them digitally. Netflix, however, decided to release their films in a much shorter time period. For instance, Klaus premiered in theaters on November 8th, then released on Netflix on November 15th, exactly 1 week from its premiere. In the longest case, Marriage Story premiered November 6th, then released a month later on December 6th. So, Netflix's release periods ranged from a week to a month, and as we know today, their films are performing quite well. So why am I telling you this? Because Netflix has demonstrated a solution to a very old question in the entertainment industry. Are theaters going to die?
I hope all of us really continue to believe that the greatest contributions we can make as filmmakers is to give audiences the motion picture theatrical experience. I'm a firm believer that movie theaters need to be around forever.
When Spielberg said this at last year's Cinema Audio Society Awards, a lot of people were quick to read out his bias toward theaters over streaming companies. The arguments against Spielberg's stance followed him until he emailed the New York Times to clarify his position. He explained, "I want people to find their entertainment in any form or fashion that suits them. Big screen, small screen, what really matters to me is a great story, and everyone should have access to great stories." Access is the bread and butter of modern entertainment. From video rentals to streaming subscriptions, we have always been in pursuit of greater accessibility to watch our movies. Spielberg wasn't stating his love for theaters to attack other platforms, he was stating his love for the option of theaters. And that's why theaters won't die. As a creator myself, my dream has always been to see my work on the big screen, surrounded by people I don't even know, and just feeling the enjoyment that I created for them. I got to live that dream when my work premiered at the Dallas International Film Festival last year. As I walked the red carpet with my crew, getting asked questions about the film we made, I couldn't help but think, this is why I do it. I do it to share the story with others.
And I love television. I love the opportunity. Some of the greatest writing is being done today for television. Some of the best directing for television. Some of the best performances on television today. The sound is better in homes more than it ever has been in history. But there is nothing like going to a big dark theater with people you've never met before and having the experience wash over you.
Spielberg believes in the experience that theaters bring, and I do too. But we're entering a world where high-quality stories are being told on the internet through internet filmmaking and not getting enough recognition for it. The next step for film entertainment is not a matter of movies versus streaming. It's a matter of movies and streaming on equal terms. Sooner or later, we may find ourselves in a world where movies are released in theaters and online with little or no time in between releases. Theaters would still provide an experience unlike any other, and they continue to advance their technologies. In recent times, Cinemark created the Void virtual reality experience, and AMC's IMAX and Dolby Cinema contain some of the best movie presenting technology in the market today. You just can't have that at home for 20 bucks. And not to mention, smaller theater franchises will also bring their charm to the variety of experiences. The Alamo Drafthouse in Texas creates their own pre-shows to provide a background to the movie they are showing. In some cases, they'll even present the movie through 35mm film. The next evolution of cinema will be built on variety and accessibility, but it can only be supported by us as an audience. Remember, creators follow us. We have to stop thinking that the only screen to watch new movies on is a theater screen, and acknowledge that there are many more options out there today.